A whopping 95% of diets fail. Today, I want to talk to you about why that is. Atkins, Keto, South Beach, what do all of these diets have in common? They are all inherently restrictive. When we're in too big of a caloric deficit, our bodies are under duress. In an attempt to conserve energy, our metabolism begins to slow, and the hormones that regulate our appetite start to change. We start to feel more hungry. We begin to crave carbohydrates because our body is crying out for quick energy. You're not going crazy. Those cravings are real. So when you end up reaching for that bag of chips, it's not because you lack self-discipline or control. Your body is doing its job. It's seeking out energy in order to perform the functions of everyday life. From a psychological perspective, all diets involve an arbitrary set of rules about what not to eat. As a result, we start to moralize food. In other words, we start to see certain foods as good and other foods as not so good. Spinach, good. Bread, bad. Now, a funny thing happens when we start to implement all of these food rules in an effort to eat less. We become fixated on food. When am I going to eat next? What am I going to eat? How much can I eat? We become especially fixated on those food items that are off limits to us. It's the forbidden fruit syndrome, which is the idea that our desire increases for those things that are against the rules. It's the rebel inside each of us. We always want what we can't have. You forbid yourself from eating the ice cream. You may be really good for 2 weeks, but you can't stop thinking about the ice cream in the shower, at night before bed. The thoughts are incessant, and it's only a matter of time before you give in. You feel like a failure even though it was the diet that was the problem. It was a system that was designed to fail by creating all of these rules that are too hard to follow. The reason to keep you and I coming back for more. So what's the alternative to dieting? Number one, even if weight loss is your goal, you should never be heavily restricting your caloric intake. You should never have more than a 500 calorie deficit per day. This means that if your body's burning 2,000 calories in a day, you should not be eating less than 1,500 calories. That way, your metabolism is still functioning properly, and the hormones that regulate your appetite are still working in your favor. Number two, get rid of the food rules. From this point forward, no food is off limits, except of course those food items for which you have a food allergy or sensitivity. Give yourself permission to eat all foods, because when you do, food becomes way less emotionally charged. When you're not depriving yourself of certain food items, you're less likely to develop cravings and wind up overindulging. I hope you'll consider joining me and taking the non-diet approach to healthy living. If you have any comments or questions, let's chat.